Okay, everybody, we're back with another episode of the Wednesday Show, and this thing has absolutely almost nothing to do with Las Vegas. Maybe that's good. Stay tuned for a potpourri. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wednesday Show. It is, well, for you, in all likelihood, it's April 21st, 2021. I'm recording this on Tuesday, 4/20, for those of you who indulge in such things. Not my cup of tea, but hope you had a wonderful 4/20 sort of day. I'm on a sort of extended little time off. This was supposed to be a week that I made a brief trip up to visit Mom and Dad, but Dad decided that he was ready to check out before that could happen. So a little early to turn around and go back again, given the expenses and everything. So we'll do that again in a couple of months and see Mom, who, by the way, turns 92 today on the 21st. And I want to let you know that she certainly appreciates all of you who've reached out with cards and in some cases flowers and shared their sympathy with her. And I certainly appreciate all of you who've reached out over the past 3.5 weeks or so. It has meant a lot to us, so thank you. So yeah, I've had some time off this week, so I've been trying to catch up on some other Vegas vloggers. Watched all of the Good Times production visit to Gatlinburg with the Frontiersmen yesterday. So if you haven't checked out Andy's channel and checked out that trip to the Great Smoky Mountains, you definitely will want to do that. It was a good time. Good times indeed. So yeah, I've been trying to catch up on a lot of vlogs and Vegas-related material on YouTube. I've also been trying to catch up on some TV shows. Last week, I sort of finally made my way through a great favorite of mine on Netflix called Schitt's Creek. Along those lines, kind of a little diversion here. I have basically cut the cord years ago, and so that's meant over time I've tried a lot of both on-demand and live streaming services. I've probably tried them all. That's not actually true. I've never signed up for Apple TV or Disney Plus. But most of the other services I've used at some point. I'm pretty sure I've used all the live TV services. Most recently, there was an offer from a company called VidGo that you could sign up for their service, and the first 2 months it was only $10. I was like, well, what have I got to lose? So that was kind of the end of last year, the very beginning of this year. Can't say I recommend VidGo at this point. The app was really kind of awkward, and but it did allow me to watch some things I wanted to watch, and when that sort of lapsed, I was like, well, I can just do without for a while. I did purchase, I had Netflix, I have had HBO Max since it started, and I was going to cancel Stars, which I also have had for a while, and they were like, oh, well, you want to cancel it, or you can have a whole year for $42, and I was like, well, $3.50 a month seems like a pretty good deal for a premium service, so I went ahead and kept that. But the other thing I had signed up for through the NBA, because I enjoy basketball, was NBA League Pass and NBA TV. So I watched some of the games there on demand, but didn't have access to sort of regular cable channels or cable-like channels for the last several months, so I kind of got behind on some of my shows. So I decided I needed to figure out how to get a streaming service again, or at least sign up and be able to catch up on some of my shows. And I ran across a really interesting offer for a service I hadn't tried, or at least hadn't tried in its current form in some time. There's a website called The Streamable, and I will post a link to their website in the show notes below. Not sponsored at all, but they had an offer through, if you signed up and paid for at least 1 month of AT&T TV's sort of second tier, which, by the way, costs $85. It's not cheap. We'll get to that in a minute. You would get a $75 Amazon gift card from The Streamable. And as far as I can tell, this is totally legit. People have said they got it. So if you're interested in that, I'll put a link to it again in the show notes below. You can check out that offer if it's still available. I'm pretty sure that's a US only offer, but I decided if I was going to do this, I was going to go ahead and cancel Netflix, which I had not been watching very much, and I was going to go ahead and cancel HBO Max, which I've also not been watching very much. The beauty of the system is that in addition to getting that essentially $75 rebate the first month, if you sign up for AT&T TV anyway, you also get an entire year of HBO Max for free. So assuming I would have paid for that, it was about to go to $15 because I'd been paying $12 as basically a charter sign up for that. And then also, again, if you're a basketball fan, last month of the NBA season, it has Premium League Pass for free. Would have been better if you'd have signed up a couple of months ago to get the Premium League Pass, but you can get the last week of the season. And AT&T TV also has probably as good a selection of channels as anybody does, including all your locals. And the second thing that it has that's very appealing to a lot of people, which none of the other streaming services have at this point, is access to the regional sports networks, or a lot of them anyway. They're now called, most of them are called Bally's regional sports networks. But so I was able to, through League Pass, I'm basically blacked out on Oklahoma City and Denver for some reason. They're both like 300, 400, 500 miles away, but apparently that doesn't matter. But now I have Altitude Sports, which gives me access to the Nuggets games, as well as I think the Rockies and the MLS team in Colorado. And then through Kansas City Sportsnet, or Bally's Sports Midwest, have access to the Denver Nuggets, oh, not the Nuggets, the Oklahoma City Thunder, as well as like the Kansas City Royals and the MLS team there as well. So if you're interested in the regional sports networks and you want to cut the cord, AT&T TV is really the only person out there that's got it. Hulu and Sling and YouTube TV and all those folks dropped those channels over, sort of carriage costs. And by all means, I'm not encouraging you to go out and purchase the service. I had some immediate glitches with it. Could not sign in. I kept getting kind of a non-specific error message, which was getting very frustrating. That was about a week ago. Chatted with a very helpful guy on the computer. He tried to walk me through a number of solutions. They didn't work. Finally, I called them the next morning. Again, the young lady was very helpful. Tried to walk me through it. Finally noticed something which you would think you would notice immediately, and that is there was a service outage. Hopefully that's not a frequent thing. It wouldn't surprise me, but hopefully that's not a frequent issue. But finally got it up and running. It's been pretty stable. Not had a lot of problems signing in or watching it. It is streamed pretty well. You can, it's one of those services where you can control the quality of the stream. So if you're streaming on mobile devices, you can kind of cut the stream quality down to save your gigabytes. But the other thing I found out was one of the reasons why I wanted to sign up for a service again was to catch up on a couple of shows that I enjoy watching that I have not been able to see. One is The Walking Dead. They came back with 6 new episodes this, I guess, really winter into spring. And then my guilty pleasure, Young Sheldon, which of course is right on broadcast TV. My antenna is kind of iffy. I'm in kind of a no man's land zone as far as picking things up over the antenna. Sometimes it comes in, sometimes it doesn't, and I just kind of fell behind. And I was afraid I was going to have to go on Amazon or some other site and actually buy the season or buy the. But I discovered that even though AT&T TV has a terrible DVR, it's only like 20 hours unless you upgrade it, and then it's like 200, I guess, I think. But they have a tremendous on-demand library, and I was able to find all the missing episodes of Young Sheldon on demand and all the missing episodes of Walking Dead on demand. So that worked out really well for me. So I don't know if it's something that sounds like it would be interesting to you. Definitely check it out. A good selection of channels, and like I said, if you sign up through the streamable offer, it's a really good deal for that first month, even if you only watch it for a month. Watch the last month of the NBA season, and again, like me, maybe catch up on some shows you've been missing. It has the Epics premium channel is on there on that package, and you can upgrade obviously if you want to. You want to upgrade to like Stars and some other channels like the Cooking Network and I think NHL Network. That's like another $10, but for me, the $85 tier was really sort of the sweet spot. How long I'll keep it, I don't know. We shall see. That is quite a bit of money, even if it does include HBO Max, but I'm not paying any other streaming services right now. Other than, like I said, I already paid for the Stars for the whole year. HBO comes back, well, I'll have HBO for the next year, but if Netflix comes back with another season of Ozark or Stranger Things, and I'll sign up long enough to watch those shows. And that's probably the best way to approach these streaming services. We tend to treat them like cable, even if they're not. You get one and then you just kind of keep it, whether you use it very much or not. So there you go. That's what I've been watching, and maybe an offer that's interesting to you. But like I said, not sponsored. I don't get anything off of it, but I thought it was a pretty interesting option. So I don't know what I'm going to buy with my Amazon money. I think I'll have like $95 worth of gift cards there. So we'll see. All right, so as you know, big fan here of the frozen food. And it's almost lunchtime, so we're going to show you a new frozen meal that I've discovered. It's not really new, but it's new to me that I think you might enjoy. So before we do that, though, we have a clip from our good friend PJ. And PJ is going to be traveling to Las Vegas as you watch this. He should be in transit on the 21st. I think he's going to be there, for 5 nights. And he's going to be going live frequently. We want to thank him for all he does for the show. And we also want to put a link in the show notes below to his channel so that you want to subscribe, you want to hit the notification bell, because over the next 3-4 days, he's going to be doing a lot of live Vegas content. He's very excited to get back, and we're very excited to see what he does while he is in Vegas. Last year, he rode a mechanical bull on one occasion, which was pretty interesting. So what he'll get up to this year, we don't know. But we do know that he is back with us with a quick cocktail-related tip. And so without any further ado, let's send it over to PJ for that, and then we'll have lunch.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday show. John, thanks for having me back. So today, ladies and gentlemen, cocktail tip of the day with your host, PJ of PJ's Cocktails, is the proper glass for a shot. Now, there are a lot of glasses out there that you could choose, but there's only one perfect glass, and I'm going to show you that right now. But first, we need to put something in it. Today, Jim Beam Apple. Glass of choice, none other than a shot glass. Pour about an ounce in there. And ladies and gentlemen, your tip of the day, choosing the proper glass for the proper drink. In this case, a shot. Cheers. John, cheers. Until next time.
Okay, thank you, PJ. For those of you who may not have realized that you should drink a shot out of a shot glass, he's right on top of that, so there you go. I believe we're going to actually have a cocktail of the week from PJ. I think he's getting that together before he travels, so you'll want to check that out on Saturday. Speaking of checking things out, it's almost lunchtime around here. It's almost exactly noon. And I thought today we would have a tasty, delicious treat. Now, I just want to let you know, I actually made my famous spaghetti with meat sauce over the weekend and enjoyed that over a 3 or 4 meals. Very tasty. Perhaps I'll cook it up someday if I feel like doing a cooking with JR or JP or somebody. But so today we're going to do some frozen food. We're going to do some lasagna. And even though I'm sure some of my followers and friends on here, I'm sure the mayor could put together a wonderful lasagna. I'm sure Andy could do so, probably Drew, and a lot of many of the rest of you. I neither have the time nor the inclination nor the desire to put together an entire lasagna. I just really want a single portion. And I think we've all probably over the years enjoyed the lasagna in the little red box. If you know what I'm talking about. You know, an absolute classic of frozen food. Maybe the best frozen food item you can find out there. You know, we're not flipping it around. I know I should, PJ, but it's the Stouffer's lasagna with meat sauce. It has twice the meat required by the lasagna with meat sauce standard. Very good stuff. A while back, I heard about an alternate frozen lasagna, but I had never found it in my local grocery. And then I did at a store I don't go to that frequently about a month or so ago, and I tried it. And I'm going to have it again today. And it's really, really good. It's a little more expensive, but I think it might be worth it. It's the Michelangelo's brand, which they make it look like it's some sort of a homemade thingamajig. I don't know how realistic that is, but you know, it's got home-style meat sauce and creamy ricotta cheese smothered between layers of pasta, then topped with mozzarella cheese. Like I said, it's probably a couple of dollars more expensive than the Stouffer's. I'd say it's probably worth it. The Michelangelo's is 11 ounces, the Stouffer's 10.5. Michelangelo's is 390 calories versus 370 for the Stouffer's. Both really good. I do a taste test, but I don't really want to eat 2 plates of lasagna. And I'm guessing most of you have probably tasted the Stouffer's stuff before. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Michelangelo's in the oven. And when that's finished here in 40 minutes or so, we will eat that. So hold on, I'll be right back. All right, so anyway, this is April 20th in Kansas. And yeah, that's snow. So I always like it when I go outside. It's actually pretty much all melted off since this morning. Yeah, the white car is mine. Honestly, kind of on its last legs, the old 2010 Sonata. Been a pretty good car, but kind of been looking over the last couple of years even to make a move and get something different. So I don't know what we'll do with that, but thinking we should do that pretty soon. I can already tell the tires, the brakes, the battery are all at that point where they're going to need to be replaced soon, and unless I'm willing to make that investment, which I'm kind of not, it might be time to upgrade. So anybody's purchased a car recently, kind of looking at that sort of compact economy car, you know, sort of the Corolla Civic kind of thing, or some variation thereof. And coming back down. Yeah, they should vacuum this carpet once in a while. They do actually, but there's where I won't show you where my number is. But anyway, walk down the hallway here a little bit today. Neighbors making a bit of noise, and there we go. The sort of courtyard area. Actually, not a bad little pool area during the spring and summer. Not sure how soon they'll open that up. But I'm not a pool person, but we do have a pool, which is kind of nice. And there's a little barbecue area back there, basketball courts and stuff. It's sort of the rental area, clubhouse. The laundry is in there. I think we still have a fitness center in there somewhere. So not a bad apartment complex for what it's worth. Lawrence tends to have a very transient population with all the students in town. Got some nice blooming flowers here. It's always nice. And like I said, the snow may have had an inch or so. It's now in the upper 30s, early lower 40s, so much of that has melted off. So, but yeah, so definitely in the market for a quality new or used vehicle. So anybody with any suggestions, let me know. That would be cool. But yeah, we're not going to walk around the whole neighborhood today. We've done that before. I thought it might be kind of fun to go outside for a bit while we wait for our lunch to cook. Yeah, I was trying to think some other stuff that's been going on in my world. You know, catching up on some TV and YouTube. looking at cars. Well, we'll head back inside. We'll talk more. So one thing I need to get back to doing one of these days for my mental health is to go back and start playing the keyboards again. Many of you remember the old Vegas Tips and Tricks theme song, which was actually composed and recorded from here. But the last year or so I've been really bad about doing anything, so encourage me to play more. Perhaps I can write a new song. All right, back from our little trip outside. Still waiting on our lunch. But anyway. But yeah, seriously, if anybody has any suggestions for a good, reliable vehicle, leave them in the comments below. Preferably not, anything I have to travel to Poland to get, but something like that. So yeah, what else is going on in the world? Well, a week from today, excited, kind of excited. Well, I'm excited to get my second Pfizer shot, which would then leave me fully vaccinated. I think I feel more comfortable going out and doing some things that I haven't been doing much outside, I guess, of the Vegas trip, and then actually had plenty of, non-social distancing on my trip back for Dad's funeral. A lot of hugging and everything else. So, but that's been a couple of weeks. I guess we cleared that hurdle. But yeah, I think I feel much more comfortable, hitting up a restaurant or bars and doing some things that I might have been doing a year and a half ago or whatever. It does feel like we've kind of isolated ourselves, and I have a tendency to isolate myself as it is. So this pandemic has definitely not helped to improve my social life. So touch base with a number of people this past month about getting together or something sometime probably next month when we're all fully vaccinated, and maybe hit up one of the local casinos or go out and have some dinner and drinks or something. But so looking forward to that. I have a feeling this is one of those cases where it's going to be every year or two you're going to have to get a booster shot for this thing. But I'm not a huge fan of vaccination. I think we over-vaccinate. I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any means, but I do think we need to let the human body fight off some of these things unless you've got a condition that makes that difficult or impossible. But this, when you talk about a disease that's killed 500,000 people and in the U.S. alone, and probably left millions more with serious damage that we may not really understand for years to come, I think it's worth the risk. And so if you don't, I respect your decisions. Hopefully at some point here in the near future, we'll develop that sort of herd immunity that they were always talking about. And those of us who got the vaccine can help to make sure that everyone else is protected as well. So, but yeah, I don't know what's up for the rest of the day or the rest of my time off. For some reason, I normally do not work on Thursday, but they scheduled me from 3 to 7 in the afternoon/evening. But I guess I'm not really doing anything, so I asked about it, and they never really got back to me. So I guess I'll go to work. But and then I'll be back for my long weekend of toil. Hey, as many of you know, last fall I sort of stepped up and took a promotion of sorts at work, and the stress from that promotion really beat me down for pretty much the entire time that I had that role. So I kind of stepped back from that role. I'm no longer doing sort of supervisory things at work, and it's so much more pleasant when I'm just responsible for myself and I don't have to herd a bunch of cats. So I'm sure those of you who supervise other people can certainly understand that. So, and I'm really struggling with the next trip to Vegas. I had people say, hey, you've got 4 days off. You should go to Vegas this week. Well, I'm not going to spend that kind of money. I'm not going to buy last minute plane tickets because I don't think that's going to work out too well. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make it this summer. And there's so many different groups of people that are going out there in September and October. There's no way I can be there when all of them are going to be there. So kind of keeping our eyes on the travel restrictions and seeing who's going to be able to be there at different times, and then we'll make a decision there. I'd like to get back. I'd like to get some content to share with you all. It's tough sort of keeping the viewership up on these channels when you don't have much of anything to show people from Las Vegas. That's why they watch it, and certainly today. If you've watched us today, then you are a true Vegas tips and trickster. And I didn't want to acknowledge the folks that have been members of the channel for a number of months. So far, the only perk they've gotten is to be able to watch this show basically the night before the regular subscribers do. I keep promising a live stream, and those of you who who you are, who are members, if you want to do one at some point, I know we have several people in the UK, so we'd probably have to try to do it during the afternoon, or very sort of early to afternoon, to no later than sort of late afternoon, to include you all. But if you're interested, give me a holler on that. This Saturday, we are going to have some more Vegas news, some things we kind of follow up on some of the stuff we talked about last Saturday. And then there's a few other news and notes I'm going to talk about as well. And I hope you'll join us for that. We're going to take a break here, and when we come back, it's going to be lunchtime. So stay tuned. Okay, so this is the aftermath of our Michelangelo's lasagna. Looks pretty good, I think. Show you. So it's really got a really nice thick meat sauce going on there and everything. So we're gonna cut out a piece here. Okay. Not the best lighting from this angle. Maybe too much of it. That's really good. I'm going to try another one. And through the magic of YouTube, I'm back in the studio. So let's try one more bite of this for you. Like I said, I think it's cost about $5, whereas usually you can get the Stouffer's for about $3. I don't get this all the time, but I do think it has a somewhat better flavor. It's really nice. It's really almost tastes like a homemade lasagna. So if you're in the market for some frozen Italian treats, and there's a number of other Michelangelo's Italian brand. I know there's like an eggplant Parmesan that's supposed to be really good, and several others. So you see them in the grocery store. Again, not sponsored. I'm giving a lot of recommendations today, but no sponsors. It's just my personal opinion. And Stouffer's is always good as well. So, all right, we're going to wrap this up. Kind of a long show today. Like I said, not a lot about Vegas. I just thought it'd be fun to sort of share what was on my mind and some of what I've been doing. And so thanks for watching. If you made it this far, giving you a thumbs up. If you don't mind, thumbs up this particular episode. Like it, comment if you will. If you're not subscribed, please do. As I say, we normally do a lot of Vegas content. We'll be back with an episode of Vegas Weekly on Saturday. More news, more Vegas tips and tricks. And next week, stay tuned for the podcast. It's coming. All right. Till then, I hope you have a great and lucky week and healthy week. We will see you soon.